Greetings and blessings to all my beautiful friends out there. We are here studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles on this channel, and today we're on lesson number 167. There is one life, and that I share with God. And today is just another day of the lessons are resonating with my life. I have been feeling some flu-like symptoms all day, basically just stayed in bed, and as I've been going through this, I've been tuning into my mind and trying to understand, what is this showing me? Why did I create this? And although it seems weird still, it feels like it's becoming more normal, that I don't just assume that I have a germ or a virus or something external has come to attack me. Like I'm shifting, I can feel that on a deeper level. Still sucks to have the symptoms and have like no energy, but you know, this is what's going on in my mind, and I'm just sharing with you how these lessons are helping me see my symptoms differently. So let's jump into this lesson today. There is one life, and that I share with God. There are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. It does not have degrees. It is the one condition in which all that God created share. Like all his thoughts, it has no opposite. There is no death because what God created shares his life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. In this world, there appears to be a state that is life's opposite. You call it death. Yet we have learned that the idea of death takes many forms. It is the one idea which underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy, like me today. It is the alarm to which you give response of any kind that is not perfect joy. All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, acknowledge death, and thus deny you live. So that second paragraph explains to me exactly what's going on in my mind. There's this part of me that believes in death and that has a lot of programming and indoctrination to unwind, untangle, unlearn, so that I can get myself on the new path, the path of salvation, the path of, you know, the life that I share with God, rather than this darn ego. All right. You think that death is of the body, yet it is but an idea, irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be applied as mind directs it, but its origin is where it must be changed if change occurs. Ideas leave not their source. The emphasis this course has placed on that idea is due to its centrality in our attempts to change your mind about yourself. It is the reason you can heal. It is the cause of healing. It is why you cannot die. Its truth establishes you as one with God. Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator. It is the belief conditions change, emotions alternate because of causes you cannot control, you did not make, and you can never change. So I think that's another thing, like sickness is put on us. It's given to us by somebody else. Somehow it sneaks around and gets you. That is our belief in death. It comes from the belief in death that we have. Death cannot come from life. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains. In that, they can go far beyond themselves. But they cannot give birth to what was never given them. As they are made, so will their making be. As they were born, so will they then give birth. And where they come from, there will they return. The mind can think it sleeps, but that is all. It cannot change what is its waking state. It cannot make a body nor abide within a body. What is alien to the mind does not exist because it has no source. For mind creates all things that are and cannot give them attributes it lacks, nor change its own eternal mindful state. It cannot make the physical. What seems to die is but the sign of mind asleep. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with what created it because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change. It may appear to be what is not, yet mind is mind, awake or sleeping. It is not its opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. And as I was reading that, I was thinking about when we're in our awakened state, like me right now, you right now, is our mind actually asleep? And when we are asleep at night, like in the dream state, is that when our mind is actually awake? I don't know. It just kind of came to me that we do live in this inverted, interesting school planet that may be the big trick, is that the sleeping is when we think we're awake. Anyway, moving along. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. When the mind elects to be what it is not, and to assume an alien power which it does not have, a foreign state it cannot enter, or a false condition not within its source, it merely seems to go to sleep a while. It dreams of time, an interval in which what seems to happen never occurred. The changes wrought are substanceless, and all events are nowhere. When the mind awakes, it but continues as it always was. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, our incarnation could be the dream, that when we leave our bodies, finally, we wake up from that dream and we start to go through all of our reuniting with soul family, go through our life review. We're shown all these amazing things about the truth of who we really are. We go through healing. So we might all just be sleeping right now. Let us today be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. Our life is not as we imagine it. Who changes life because he shuts his eyes, or makes himself what he is not because he sleeps and sees in dreams an opposite of what he is? We will not ask for death in any form today, nor will we let imagined opposites to life abide even an instant where the thought of life eternal has been set by God himself. His holy home we strive to keep today as he established it, and he wills it forever and forever. He is Lord of what we think today, and in his thoughts, which have no opposite, we understand there is one life, and that we share with him, with all creation, with their thoughts as well, whom he created in a unity of life that cannot separate in death, and leave the source of life from where it came. Wow. We share one life because we have one source, a source from which perfection comes to us, remaining always in the body, mind, which he created perfect. As we were, so are we now and will forever be. A sleeping mind must waken as it sees its own perfection mirroring the Lord of life so perfectly it fades into what is reflected there. And now it is no more a mere reflection. It becomes the thing reflected, and the light which makes reflection possible. No vision now is needed, for the wakened mind is one that knows its source, itself, its holiness. The wakened mind. Which one am I operating from right now? The wakened mind or the sleeping mind? I don't know. I had a thought that was dropped in there at the end. Oh, I just saw 9/11. Well, just this idea that, oh yeah, that's what it was. As I was lying there and feeling these chills running through my body and the sensation of heat, like you may call a fever, I was wondering, am I being worked on right now? Is there, like, my head, I had this headache for like 7 hours. And it's just like there, and I'm just laying there and I'm wondering, is something is something occurring? Am I creating an opening? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of judging it as like, this is pain, I'm sick, here's the normal list of things that I do, I just started thinking about it differently. And it didn't make me feel any better, but it was just nice to have the openness of mind to be in a more curious state, as opposed to pity and victimhood and, you know, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with whining a little bit sometimes. But anyway, so open your minds up today. See how you feel about death, how you feel about sickness. And there is no opposite of life. It's just another kind of life. So I really like that theme in this lesson. And it's, yeah, the focus on death and sickness lately over the past, I guess now at least a month or more, it's really, I feel like it's really sinking in with me. And I hope that it's being conveyed to you in some way that you can see your own patterns and beliefs about your body and illness and death, etc. So lots of love to you. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you back here again on the next video.